Hi guys, it's Kimberly back with the Twin Flame family. Welcome back and welcome to those of you that are new to the channel. I am going to give you an energy update, and Stella is also, as you can see, she's feeling a bit tired, as I think some of us are right now. So I'm going to give you the energy update from today, Sunday, December 4th, through next week, the 11th, 12th, 2016. So I want to talk a bit about the deepening commitment that's happening among twin flames, and also commitment to our journey of healing. And I've pulled a spread here for the collective, and instead of holding up cards today, I'm just going to sort of read it to you with the guided messages that are coming through. And I'm really feeling like it's like this. Some of you are truly experiencing a deeper commitment right now. It's twin flames stepping forth to propose marriage, and I've heard several over the past week, to take the step to live together or unite lives or start a business together, or work on the mission together. And others of us also are going into a deeper commitment to the journey, because the separation is the 3D separation is going to be a bit longer, and it needs to be. So they're telling those of you who are still in separation to commit to the journey. And I have been working with twin flames for several months now in a coaching, counseling capacity, and then also through the channel I get the opportunity to interact with hundreds of people, and it's really amazing to me to see those that I connected with months ago and to see where they've come today in a true full commitment to the journey. And that means doing the shadow work, doing the self-discovery, finally, finding surrender and loving it and being 100 more times in their power than they were before. And these specific examples are the divine feminine, some of the divine feminine souls that I've connected with, my soul sisters. And it's really an amazing thing when you totally dedicate to it. And the difference that I see in working with some others is that you're grazing the surface and you're not digging in enough. And I said that in my last video, and I just want to say it again. It's like we must do the work, and we must be fully committed to it, because those that are doing the work they may not know exactly where they're going or what's going to happen, but they're excited about this, and they know that there is a mission that they are here to serve, and they're getting on it. And it's like the more they get on it and the more affirmations they get from the universe, the more excited they're getting. And that energy, that vibration, that raising that vibration is completely separate of what's going on in your twin flame dynamic. So I think there's been a lot of imbalance in terms of, looking too much, into our love relationship with our twin flame and not pulling the focus back onto ourselves, our own healing, our own journey. And that's really what it's about, as I say, video after video. And, but the ones that I have seen fully commit, and I mean, like, in all aspects of their life, like they're examining everything, they're doing the worksheets, they're doing the workshops, they're on YouTube, they're listening, they're finding their teachers, they're listening to videos, they are actually digging into their own healing, inner child work, and then, like I said, they're using their gifts, they're getting their mission started, and they're starting to find ways and outlets to start healing others, or using their creative talents, or writing that book, or whatever it is. And it just really excites me for those of you who are doing that. And I can promise you guys that the ones that I talk to that are doing it in that 100% commitment way, in that like 100% surrender way, they are happy. It is joyful. It is not sadness or pain. And I just want to remind you that I know that there are a lot of ups and downs in this dynamic, but in a 3D separation, you know, if you're missing someone or if you're missing your twin, you're longing, you're really just separated from yourself, and you're being called to realign with your own, you know, self-love and power, and to your own, you know, to your own connection to source energy. And once you do that, you'll find the outward focus on your twin flame to be less, okay? Like where it doesn't need to be. It's just like, oh, I love them. Okay, this will come around when it needs to, and I got stuff to do. And some of you are sitting here watching this video going, wow, like that sounds a whole, like really easy, but that's a whole lot easier said than done. But it's really not. It's just that you haven't slipped into that surrender mode yet. And so it feels like that because you're a bit on the other side of it. So they're asking us also to dream. So dream about what you want in your life. Like daydream, like write down, draw pictures, visualize what you want. And that could be anything. That could be the house that you're going to live in, the babies you're going to have, the loving welcome from your partner when you come home from work that you will have as your relationship reaches the new level of commitment. Or it could be welcoming in a new partner into your life. Well, what does that person look like? What does that feel like? Could be really related to your mission. Like, what do you want with new job opportunities, or the opportunities to share your gifts and talents that have been hidden with the world. So they're saying stay focused on those things and visualize them. Like close your eyes and just imagine. Don't imagine how you're going to get there, or, you know, don't put the blocks or constraints on it, but just close your eyes and think of what is your ultimate ideal. What do you want? And then hold that vision steady and stay focused on it, and then keep working towards it. I feel positive changes in the air. Those of you who are in union or coming into union with your twin flames, or have been in union but now have marriage proposals or are going to be living together, there's one thing that did come up that I want to show you in this for the collective, and it is the Fool card. Okay, and the Fool doesn't necessarily mean the fool. Okay, it means like not like playing the fool, but it means, you know, a new beginning. Okay, and it's like something new is starting from ground zero, from square one. And it's like, yes, be a little cautious. Okay, don't rush into things is what they're saying. Don't rush. And so many twins I've talked to over the past week, this huge stuff is happening. It's like earth-shattering, life-changing stuff. And it's like, okay, don't rush into things. Listen to your intuition and let things take their course naturally. If you feel like, okay, you're going to set a date for the wedding, or you're going to move in next month, it's like, think about it. Is that the best course of action? Make sure you're not acting from fear, okay? So you're not delaying from fear, but that you're not acting from this place of, it's almost like this is also like that childlike enthusiasm. So it's calling us to look at things like from the full spectrum as adults and not as children, as we make these really important life decisions. So they're just saying, see the whole picture. And perhaps it makes sense to not rush into things. And I'm getting that message for a lot of you. It's like, if you're feeling too pressured, or if there's something in your gut going, oh, this feels too fast, but like I'm really excited about it. It's kind of like, okay, well, there is no time. So there's nothing bad that's going to happen if you just slow it down a little bit. Most likely, if there's that gut pull of like, this feels too fast, or, oh, I'm not sure, or like, I'm really excited, I don't want to slow down the momentum, but if there's a but, it's like they're telling you there's more lessons for you along the way, like before you jump in to this next level. They're saying enjoy the excitement for a bit. Like there are more things to be seen. There are more things to discover as this commitment deepens. So just be open to that, okay? Yeah, really important. For others of you, and this is just an ongoing basis with twin flames, naturally, others of you have come to me and said, like, I am just, totally done with my twin. And he turned and walked away, or she turned and walked away again, or my communication efforts are fruitless. And, or you'll, write back to me and go, oh, I, did connect, but this is what I got. But see, the thing is that we're still waiting on our twin, in that situation. And it's not full surrender. And there's still too much outward focus on the connection rather than just honoring and loving that person, holding space for them. So you're still being guided to look at what's full in your life, what is flowing, what is growing, like where can you expand right now? How can you work through things because you're being given time? And pour your energy into that and that which feels good. Another thing that I want to say is some of you have experienced, and myself included, like some unhealthy behaviors. I think it's really par for the course with many twin flame connections because of the nature of it bringing up everything from our familial wounds or inner child wounds to our past relationships. And I have to remind you, however, that it's never okay to be on the receiving end of, abuse or condescension, manipulation, and all of that. And if you've pulled that in via this twin flame experience, ask yourself what is in this for you, recognize that it's a blessing, and then draw the proper boundary for yourself. Because if that means that you need to step away for a while so that you can figure out what the full scope of this situation is, right? Like what's him, what's me, what's her, what's me. Because I feel like that's part of it. Like when we get into some of these toxic behaviors, whether it's narcissistic abuse or if it's, just put downs or control issues or, disrespect or whatever is manifesting itself in your twin flame dynamic, it's like you're being called to step back into your own, connect to your own soul, okay? Because many of you, I feel like, have abandoned your soul purpose and your power. And again, you need to connect back into that, into yourself, and do some healing and focus on your health and, push out the negativity and get in a positive flow so that when you reconnect in this dynamic, you will have a better sense of what's what. And you will also be more connected with your divine feminine, divine masculine as you balance those energies. That's when we're the most balanced, and how we can be in the most, own our power center the most is by harnessing those qualities in a very authentic way, in a very full way. In most of the twins that I've been working with have major imbalances with harnessing the fullness of their divine feminine and or divine masculine. So I guess, for those of you that are in separation or are playing out some sort of a toxic dynamic, it's like really important. They're saying, Spirit saying, like, go in to your own health and healing. Put your health first. Put your needs first. That is self-love. That is what needs to happen so that you can love unconditionally, okay, and establish proper boundaries and, balance out your divine feminine masculine. I think if we're in a relationship with someone who's controlling or manipulative or whatever it may be, and we're giving them the power to do this onto us, so it's oftentimes, with the divine feminine, like being too disconnected from our feminine powers, which there's an unhealthy balance on either extreme, okay? So I'm going to read you some, we do this in my workshop, the balancing the polarities, but like a healthy divine feminine would be tender and soft, wise, patient, caring, emotional, creative, fertile, nurturing, intuitive, big one, helpful, flexible, receptive, kind, passive, but passive in the releasing the ego and being in the now. And so the imbalanced part of that, of the healthy divine feminine traits would be, like being really rigid or impatient, stagnant, cold, selfish and egotistical, inflexible, stubborn, non-receptive, fearful, aggressive, angry, forceful. But it could also be like being the doormat or not having the wherewithal to speak up for oneself. So can you see that the imbalanced extreme is either too soft or it's too strong. So we still have to get these qualities balanced so that we can come into the fullness of this. And it's the same for the divine masculine, where the innate traits of that would be courageous, fearless, loyal, logical, rational, action taker, strong, powerful, protective, an explorer or leader, a hunter, a giver. And, when that's out of balance, it could mean someone who's arrogant, fearful, disloyal, irrational, passive, weak, forceful, manipulative, dominating, oppressive, or who's on the other end of the spectrum is a follower, helpless or reckless, could be overbearing and possessive or absolutely indifferent. So again, if you want more help with this, you can work with me in an individual session, or you can join the next group workshop that I have, which will probably be in January for balancing the polarities. But when we come into balance like this, we'll be able to stay in our power center, establish healthy boundaries for ourselves, whether it's a twin flame relationship or a soulmate relationship or a familial relationship. These are the areas. Our twin flames are mirroring back all of our relationships and showing us what we need to work on. So if we feel like the other person has control, we feel like we're being manipulated, or we feel toxicity, like, in this way, it's because we're allowing it to some degree, and that we must look into ourselves to get our energies balanced, okay? And put your health and healing first. Beyond that, I feel like there are vows that are being taken now, and for the collective, it's like, I'm vowing to be with you along this journey and commit to, a date for marriage or a time to move in together, or, for the twins that are in union and deepening that. And then there are the other whole slew of us that are in separation, and those vows are about committing to yourself, to self-love, to your own health and healing, to self-respect, and to really digging deep into our healing rather than just scratching the surface. And again, I'll say it again, it's like even in some of the individual sessions, I'm seeing still, and I said this in the last video, like, oh yeah, someone told me that I need to work on this, or yeah, I kind of know where that stems from. But it's like, that's still really passive, you guys. It's passively healing your wounds and passively working on your healing. You need to actively work on the healing. That means going into the specific situations from childhood, from our past, bringing them back up, having the aha moments like, oh, that's where it comes from, and connecting the dots. And I have worksheets and exercises for all of that type of shadow work stuff. So just let me know if you want them, or I can also work with you one-on-one. So visit the website if you do want to book a session, thetwinflamefamily.com, www.thetwinflamefamily.com. And also I have a 2017 reading and forecast and twin flame guidance session, sort of all mixed into one. That's up there. It's a 45-minute session. That's great, where you can work with me just for the twin flame guidance in a shorter session. And those were all up on the website. Just click on schedule a session. So thank you guys all for your support. I hope you have a wonderful week. Remember to focus on yourself and self-love. And love to you all. Mwah. Okay, bye.